Hello, hello. It is me, Venerac, on the broadcast again this week. How is everyone? I'm doing great. Um, I had a good weekend, and we're gonna conclude it with a little stream. Um, so what is the plan today? So first, we're gonna work on Green Heat Godot extension. We need to do simple fixes that I noticed we needed. Hold on, 2 seconds. Just gonna lower the sound a bit. Okay. Yeah, so we need to work a bit on Green Heat. Then we're gonna work on new gizmo maybe. We're gonna try something out at least. And I want to show you a bit how what I did for PictoChat. Right, I'm pretty much done with the client side right now, so we're ready to do the server side. Um, it's gonna take the most time, I think. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's gonna be easy. But I think I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try a new language for the back end potentially. I'll also I kind of miss being 3D guy, 3D TV, an actual TV. So I think in the future I'm gonna keep this like 2D overlay for potential collabs, but it's gonna be like used only in these cases. And I'm gonna again build a new overlay because I can't stop making those. Um, but I think this time we're gonna go the Snake Studio route. I think because I don't know. I just think like it looks good. Like the tracking looks really good. It's gonna be like a huge part of it is gonna be already done. I won't need my own face tracking software anymore. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna try it. But I'm gonna need to remake a model in Blender because I think I lost the last one. And even if I found it, it's kind of bad. So we need to make a good one. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. So we're gonna see like what is new with green heat. I think it's over here. This is Prod's video. You're not gonna hear anything because I don't want to like add a audio source, but it's basically from what I understood is the update consists the major part of it is having um a custom like overlay. Hey, that's me. That's my thing. Anyway, yeah, I think the thing that they had it is being able to like add some kind of overlay in green heat as a PNG. I see like this. I don't really know how it works. Like, is it tug like is it a toggle or is it like always going to be there? Yeah, and yeah, fixes too. A lot of fixes. I see many fixes for green heat. That's huge. We love fixing. Yeah. So this is new update. Please try it out if you're a streamer. If you're a streamer, please try out green heat. It's really cool. So what happened is yesterday. there was a stream. PG Komai tried our GD, our plugin for Godot, for Green Heat in Godot. Let's shout out PG. And yeah, so they tried it and they had problems um with the virtual input I made, which is in their overlay. They're using like multiple windows um for their overlay, right? And my extension right now was just taking so yeah, let's actually go see the code here. So my code was here was getting viewport, get visible reg, get size, and like to like map the input of the the stream that was so 0 to 1 from green heat to the size of the application, right? But get viewport, if we go see the description, it returns the node's closest viewport ancestor, and or returns null. So so yeah, I'm gonna need to change that because if you have multiple screens and you're not using green heat as a singleton, it's gonna like not always have the behavior we want. So I'm gonna fix that. And yeah, so we need to fix that. Um, Also later, after we fix that, I want to try this plugin called Emotions, which is a plugin used to advance. Yeah, that's the description. Advanced mouse movement and gesture tracking, which like could be really cool to implement with Green Heat. Like it can detect if it's a up motion, a diagonal. I don't remember all the like the symbols. No, not symbols. The motions, I guess it can detect, but there's like kind of a lot. So maybe we can do something fun with green heat there. So yeah. Apart from that, oh, I'm gonna show you picto chat thing. So this is the latest, like how it looks like. So we still have like the basic things. I removed the servers. We're gonna do something else. You can like change the size of the input thing. It's like resizable and everything. So I can like draw and like write. So hello, this is a correct message. I can do yo, and then I can send it. So it's gonna detect the actual number of lines I'm using. That's kind of cool, I think, in my opinion. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna basically all messages are gonna be composed of at least one of two things, and maybe two. It's gonna be text and a picture, right? It's gonna be like I guess a PNG. Um, but yeah, and we can change the thing size and like we can erase, we can write, and it's just like just works. So yeah, that's what we are with this. Um, yeah. So let's close this. This was much more like a look at what I did. Okay. Okay. This is later. Now we go green heat. Okay. So we're gonna do Right now we just have a toggle for simulating input. What we're gonna do is, oh, hold on. I think I can change the accent color. This is really cool. Can I put purple? Thank you. Purple is cool. Okay. So right now we're just asking you if you want to simulate. Um, so here we're gonna do something like by default we're gonna get root, get viewport. No, no get root. It's a node. You should be able to get root. Is this not a thing? Get root? Where is get root? Huh? Oh, it's get tree? Then the same tree that contains this node. If this node isn't not inside the tree. Scene tree manages the game loop by a hierarchy of nodes. Can you have multiple scene trees in a game? In a scene as well as scene themselves. Nodes can be. Can we? Okay, we're gonna try something. If we say, let's do get get tree, get viewport, get rig. Okay, that. Um, and let's put green heat in a window, something like this. And this window is going to be, yeah, 100 by 100. So we're going to print this. Print this. Da, da. Do, do, da, da. Hold on. I'm going to need something like this. Okay. So if we start this and we go here. Okay, get viewport doesn't exist in get tree. What? Okay. So get tree returns scene tree, and then oh okay, current scene. No root. We want root. Slash root, and then root is gonna have the get viewport. Okay. Okay, so this is always gonna be the right size. And so if I do that, right, 100 by 100. That's pretty much what we want. Okay, that's great. Um, okay. So by default is gonna be get root, get tree root is gonna be good. Get viewport is gonna be good. Get okay. That's great. This is always gonna work. Um, but if we want it to take this window, so get viewport lives in node. So we're gonna export um hold on. Yeah, this is just giving okay. How do we shit. I forgot how we do conditional like exports. I remember it's kind of a mess. Let's go look at I already did this in the gravity fields thing. Where is it? Uh, where is it? It's gonna be in raw. Hmm. Direction. Shit, I completely forgot where it is. Gravity detector, I think. No. It's gonna then be in gravity provider.gd. Rotate by provider. Abstract. Get okay, no, that's still not there. Then where is it? Mm, shape provider. Ah, there it is. There it is. Okay. Uh, so we're gonna function get property list, and then those are the variables. Okay. So what we're gonna do is var um uh um I don't I guess no, not it's not custom. It's just you need to specify like the hmm I don't know. How do I call this? It's gonna be the viewport or the window. Think about that. Window. Yeah, it's gonna be viewport. Viewport. Um, I don't know how to name this one. It's gonna be. It's what maps the clicks. Wait, hold on. I I remember like different windows having like different inputs. Does um parse input event. Feeds input event into the game can be used to artificially trigger inputs event from code. Also generates node input calls. Like, what happens if there's multiple windows? Mm, actually, it's gonna work. Okay. Um, so it's just like, do we do we give like just a vector to export, like screen size override, or do we like screen size override? Um, Something like this, or do we give a screen override? Actually, that's a good, like, which one of those is better? Because I'm trying to like think about what Jikomai was trying to do on their stream. So they wanted to like have inputs, but only in this section, and they had like it was taking their main window of uh, Snake Studio, and that's why the size was wrong. Hmm. This is like having the custom override size override would be like more versatile, but it's also like if you need to resize your window, this isn't going to work. You're going to have some other part of code that changes that variable like live. It's not perfect, but this, I think we're going to go with this screen override. So this has to be a two port. Um, yeah. Okay. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so we're only, so this is variable. So here we go, function get property list. So if simulating input var, it's going to be an array. What is it? You can return an array of dictionaries. And okay, it's empty. So if simulating input ret append this guy, and then return ret. Okay, so okay, name. Uh, so it's and so this is going to be screen override type shit. Um, Type viewport. Dictionary callable node path. Yeah, it's gonna be node path, I guess. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with node path. Usage, usage default. I guess that's the one you want. Usage. Uh, pretty. Hold on. Uh, what is that? This is so much an obscure thing in Godot. Like group editor, usage editor, storage subgroup, array theorem, property, usage default. There we go. Just the same one. And then I think that's it. Um, Something like this. Does it need to be a tool script for it to work? That would be kind of a bummer. Um, hmm. Hmm. Shit. Okay. Create click event. Simulate input. Equal to false. Set value. Simulating input is equal to value, and then if value is equal to false, just put screen override to null. Um, Something like that, and then we need this engine editor. Something like this. Okay, so here we go. Here too, this. So then that's not called. Um, yeah, okay. That's good, that's good, that's good. We go to process, and here we just do if not detecting, or uh, yeah, like this. And then we do cool. And we reload. Here we go. It doesn't seem to work. It's there, but let's hit this window. Type, maybe it's something else. Callable node nil type object, I guess. So freeload. Ooh, that's not it. Type. I mean, maybe it's node path and it's just not working. Node. It's supposed to be node path, but it's supposed to not show when I do off here. If submitted input, then it's false. Then it shouldn't do this. Oh, okay. I remember, I need to notify properly list change here when I set this. So freeload, go here. There we go. And now I can do window. Yeah, it's a node path, but it's not like um uh yeah. Getting a property from yeah. This is kind of like the worst thing. I wish they would make this so much easier. Um go get property list. Okay. Like there's not even like great documentation for it. It's just like there's no documentation. See export unit, export group. What is that? Valid property. Override this method to customize existing property. Valid if property names. Huh. Every property info goes through this method except properties I did. Okay. Group can it be nested? Da, 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 da. Yeah, there's no conditional export. That's the thing. Um, so that doesn't help me at all. Uh, uh, I think I found once like documentation for it. Different documentation. Yeah, that's not it. Uh, how does properly list work? Uh, uh, how to use the uh yeah, this is obscure. Yeah. Okay, what if I okay, if I go here, set value. Uh, screen override is equal to value, and then print value. Like right there, it should have like showed me the value, but it didn't. Okay, so it knows it's that one. It knows it needs a viewport, but when I try to assign a node, it doesn't know. So it's really, maybe it's that property hint. I don't know. Link? No. Node type? Node type, maybe? I don't know. No, that's not it. Property. Object, password, range, save file. Hint type string? No. Usage editor. That's not working. Oh, wait, what? When did that happen? When did null happen? That's weird. Property default usage default. I mean this. I don't know. What's that? 2022. That's not recent, like at all. Um. uh, it's- yeah. Setting property list. Hmm. Then property. Oh, you're right. Okay. Property and uh, and link and node type and hint string. And string. Just I don't know. Maybe this is viewport. Maybe this is viewport. Maybe it's not. This is dark magic. This is evil magic. Um, uh, dark magic. Set type string. Type string. I'm lost. Yes, that's what I want. Uh, the type is integer. Is integer indicating the property type. Any value from variant type enum can be used. Uh, uh, the hint is used to sort of tell Godot which widget can be created in order. Uh, it can be hint, property hint. Ah, okay. So property usage, the usage flags. Okay. So what is the difference between usage editor and usage default? Okay, storage and editor. So what is storage? It's release and save in scene file. Oh, okay. So default is good. Now the hint. Um, hints that a vector property should allow its component to be linked. Okay. Uh, file. Hints a string property is a path to a file. Okay. Is a resource derived type. Okay, no. What is an expression? That's not it. Uh, just int string used by the debugger for the hint type string. Uh, hmm. Local code, no. Nodes type. Hints that property is an instance of a node derived type, optionally specified via the hint string node to the. Aha. Yeah. Hints node type. That's what I'm doing. And then hint string. Somewhat indicate how the widget will behave. The actual string depends on a lot on the hint value. Checking the property hint enum in the should give you some tips. Oh, okay. I guess that doesn't change. After we override set function and return an array of with properties, those will get. However, depending on how we set up things, if we try to change any of them, nothing will happen. Indeed, we only have the names that will be shown within the editor that we'll use during deserialization. We still have to tell what value those. I didn't have to override get a set function. Huh. It's not printing. Okay, I'm gonna try to reload project. Right there, it's a null, but it's not null. It's also it's not always doing it. Why is it always doing it? So weird. Like this works. Huh. I'm confused. Is equal to, okay. What if I say here equal to null? Okay, I'm not gonna cry that. Reload. This is equal to something value and then notify property list change. Do I need to do that? I'm lost. Really, really lost here. Uh so let's try searching for type node path. Yeah, okay. So node path conditional conditional export Godot. How to export notepad for a specific class. Hello, Techidu. How are you? How are you? Hold on. Let me do pop chat. Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm working on this on Green Heat chain playing Overwatch with friends. That's nice. Uh that's nice. Overwatch. It's been a long time since I've played. Uh it's I didn't feel good to me last time I played. I was a Zenyatta main. I'm one of those guys. But anyway, yeah. I'm working on Godot Green Heat extension, and it's not behaving for me. I'm trying to add a dynamic variable over here on like the screen override, and it's supposed to disappear when simulating input is false. And it is, but I can't seem to be able to set the actual variable I'm trying to. So here I can, like, it's supposed to be a node path. So I choose window and then it's not doing it. Like, it's not even setting the variable. So I'm kind of a loss now. I'm trying to find someone that did it before me. I don't know if you ever like if you're a big Godot guy, but this is kind of hellish. This is a very dark black magic thing with Godot, like having conditional exports is it's kind of hellish. Um, yeah. I mean, it could be just like an export, but it's gonna be ugly, and I don't want it to be ugly. Like if I just like comment out this thing and say export like this, and like this should just work, right? It just works. But now when I'm doing this, yeah, this was kind of normal, but I guess not disappearing. So, but the thing is, if I'm not simulating input, so I put it at false, this screen override variable is not used. So that's why I'm trying to like do the funky shit. And yeah, I'm having a hard time. So you have to like go through this get property list thing, and you return an array of dictionary which like corresponds to like additional properties that are going to be exported. And so you need to like give the name of the variable and the type and the usage, and then a hint for the like the the editor to know which type of variable you're setting. It's like I can't even like ooh. No, it's not found. Absolute path. It from object null. Wait, if I try to do this, it's what the hell? Why is it not crashing now? Error not found. But it was printing the thing. This is Polish, I would say. If I yeah. Uh ability to export node types. No. Check other for showing up. Hmm. Node path export no longer work. I mean, they work, but just not when it's conditional. Node paths. Okay. Are we gonna go have to go GPT route here? Um export paths as an absolute. What is this? What is okay, that's not something. Ah. Go to export variable node path. Is this just like export? Oh god, this is old video. Yeah. Okay, that's not what I want. Um, basic exporting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can we have node path? Can we have node path? We can't. Can we? Uh, no. Okay. He didn't explain. I just thought of something. Can we try this? What if I remove this? Is this gonna work? Maybe it's like this single thing. it's not. Okay. Uh, is it not working? Hmm. Radius. If multiple. Okay. So what about if I do like this guy over here? If engine, this, and then going like this. I think that's how this guy doing it. Okay. What if? What if? What if? Yeah, that's not working either. Can we go back to doing this guy? So reload. No, it's even worse. It's just not like it's detecting the set when it's called from code, but it's not when it's called from the editor, which is weird. Uh, huh. Now we're just like exactly like this script. Maybe just like this is not there. Multiple faces. Float. And then those are set value, value face, update gizmos. Notify property list change. That's not working. Oh, fuck this shit. Huh? Conditional export. Uh, 2021. Yay. Okay. What if we move those guys? Yeah, right. Okay. Um, what's the conditionally show variables? It's validate property. validate property. Override this method to customize existing properties. Every property info goes through this method, except properties added with get property list. The dictionary content is the same as in get property list. If property name is equal number and is not property that usage. Okay, I guess. What is that? Okay, let's try this, I guess. If property name is screen override and not simulating input, something like this. So, and now I need to export it, I guess. Okay. Ah, that's good. Yes. Okay, that works, actually. That actually works. Makes screen override. Makes screen override. I don't need to. I don't think I do. We still need that. Yes, we need it. Okay. We don't need that though. Okay. Make screen override disabled if simulating input is false. Um. Yeah. So if I do that, oh, that's great. Okay. So I don't need the setter anymore. So now when I go in get position from event, so here we're going to do if screen override this, else that. Okay, so here we're going to do um screen override like this. Um da, 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 da. This is on support. That's great. Okay. Um so that's it, I think. So right now by default this is going to be null and it's going to take the root window, and if you want you want it to take uh like the screen scale of another window, you need to assign it the window you want. And this can be changed dynamically. And when you disable simulating input, it like gets disabled, which is what we want. Okay. I just need to do documentation a bit. I just want to verify this. Yeah. Okay. Um, only when simulating input is on, is activated. Okay, and then here, um, uh, viewport used when calculating screen, uh, used when calculating user input position in screen. Takes the root window by default. Viewport. Something like this. Viewport used when calculating user input position in screen. Yeah. And then here, this enables disables the emulation of click and drag. You can listen to any input event, including green heats, one using node input callback in any script. Actually, let's test this. So simulating input and this window. Let's start it. Let's move it here. Put that here. Is it supposed to print something? We're here. Function input event. It's not printing. No input. Yeah, that's inputs, all right. But this is not. Oh, shit. Okay. If not, um, yeah, okay. There we go. So this should, there we go. Why is the window moving? We don't know. Why is it moving? What? Yeah, so this seems to be working. Um, Position. And so if I go here, it should do 100, 100. Yeah, okay. That's nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, okay. Yeah, let's do that. That's works. Okay. Um, yeah. I still don't know what this does. This operator do? Video operators. Operators. Assignment lowest priority. Can I? So this is an OR, bitwise OR. Okay. I don't. I'm not gonna try to guess. Okay. So yeah, this should be good. Just look back. I want to. In script, properties can't be stored in the input event like time. Yeah. Okay. Can also use the helper functions right heat to access. Yeah. Okay. That's good. I think. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna push this. Okay. Um. Heat.gd. Yeah. Okay. So what did I do? I so added ability to change the viewport taken to. Hold on. Let's me look at viewport code. This. Uh, Push input. This can be used to pass an input event between viewports or to locally apply input that were sent over the network. While this method serves a similar purpose, it does not remap the specified event. Huh. Okay. I guess when I do parse input events, it sends the input event. What does parse input event do? I don't. To the game can be used to artificially trigger input events from code. Okay. What if I control, add script, test, function, input, print, event. Does this if I go here, do this? So it's getting sent to all the windows. I see. Is that really what we want? Because, like, let's say there's what so let's say in the window at 2020 there's an input, and here in yeah, so let's say there's a an input over here in this window, and there's an input in here in this window, and like this window here is used only by the streamer and not by the viewer. You don't want them to interact with it. And so the viewer clicks at 2020 in their screen, and it's going to trigger this button and this button since it's sending it to all viewports. So I don't know how. Let's actually test this, I guess. So green heat is going to take. We can move it back here, but it's going to take screen override from this guy. So in here, if we let's actually get rid of this. So here we get a button says test. Test goes on here. So get ready, and then here we go. Extend button. Ready. Where are the signals? So ready button up dot connect button up function button up void, and then we print button press. Okay. And then let's duplicate this button and put it in here. So right now we should have um we should have two button tests, and each are in the top left corner. So if we launch, it's gonna look like this. So if I do why is it like Okay. Huh? Wait, what? Am I dumb? Hold on. Let's do something like this. Like this. Okay. Why are you pressing now? Why is it pressing? You should only do it. There's a huge part here where it's getting pressed. Text. Let's try this like that. Okay, so it's not pressing the external window, the external viewports thing. Okay, so that's not working either. So let's say can be used to artificially trigger input events from code. Also generate node inputs call. Triggers while serves similar purpose, it does not remake the specified event base. Okay, so let's try doing that instead. Um, when we here we go. Okay, so here we go. Ready if not engine. Screen override is equal to get free. Okay, let's just do if screen not screen override is equal to get tree dot get viewport. No, it's a root dot get viewport. Okay, like that. And so when we do this, we do push input. No, actually, we're not going to do that. Let's create a function route input, and you give an input, and it's going to be a no, it's going to be input then mouse returns void. And so if screen override screen override push input input else get free root get viewport push input input. So like this, and then we go route input. Same here, route input, route input, and route input. That's how I would do it. Okay. Uh, Now it's just not doing it. Function input print input no print text plus event. Something like this. So the window, okay, it's getting the input, but it's not using it for for detecting hmm. Yeah, it's not you it doesn't like it's not used by control components, looks like, at least. And I don't know why. Oh, let's look at push input. Here's when the event in the viewport. This can be used to pass between viewports or to locally apply inputs that were sent over the network or saved to a file. If in local cards is false, the event's position is in the embedder's coordinates. Okay, let's do true. It's still not working. Event's position is in the viewport's coordinates. That's what I want. It control GUI input or control nodes. If earlier remarks any later methods in this list will not be called. If none of them handles physics objects, then it's used as physics object. Okay. Triggers given. Okay. Can we GPT this? Okay. Maybe not GPT. Difference between push input and parse input event. Do. There's no push input if you add this bars input event. No. Okay. This is input events. Uh, Maybe we'll know someday how this works. This mysterious machine. Reports function. Input event. Input as and hold. Okay. Okay. When do we get to the good stuff? Okay. Um. So this isn't helping me at all. Um. Input singleton vs input event. Yeah. Okay. Not that. Da, 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 da. How are you generating? I'm trying to use mousepad controller and click UI button and stars in my games menu. And while works for creating a click and uh, this works fine. I'm trying this. Okay. Okay. Does viewport that push input um, interact with UI nodes? Good, good do. Input is not called. But course, core mechanism push input sense input of your control nodes add interface because the input must be pushed from a parent node outside this viewport. For UI interaction, UI up intrusive viewport. Is it like a setting in window? Uh, Flags, window, sharp corners. Uh, Canvas item. Rendering physics. There's no input. Uh, GUI. Disable input. Huh. What is warp controls? If through this window, size will automatically update when a shot node is added or removed. Pause. Okay. Uh, Pushing input from within the subviewport script does not work reliably. That's what I'm doing, right? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Input can not called from node in style. Yeah, it is called, but it's not like. So this is issue for anyone else in the future. Like in this, attach the script to your root node, get your subviewport, and push the event to the main node down. Unhandled, just subviewport pushing. I mean, I guess I can just tell the user to push their own input, but it's not gonna work because, like, if I use the singletons way, remember, like, it doesn't trigger the window, external window. What if it's a okay? Let's go back here and do input parse, input event, input, and we change this to a sub viewport. What if, what if, and actually let's go here and okay, yeah. No, it's just not working. Straight up not working. Straight up not working. That's great. That's great. That's great. Why? If I change that back up to a window, yeah, it's still not working. Oh, but the window is getting. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I moved it. Why? Why is it just not working now? This is a mystery. Uh, why? Am I dumb? This worked before. If I Okay, now it's clicking in the window for some reason. Why? Is it because it's the focused one? Okay, let's try this. What if I click here? Okay, it's still clicking the window one. Okay, what if? Window, change position. And then I restart. Okay, it's clicking the window, but not the main one now. Okay. And now what if here the window is unfocusable, right? Did I just not reload this? Okay, so right now I can click the button with my mouse, both of them. Main doesn't work, but window works. Why? So if I go here and I choose window and I start it, I open it, I go here. It's like it's doing reverse, reverse of what it should. But I know why is it like clicking it? Okay. I'm gonna go take what is called this, and I'm going to be back after. I'm back. Okay. Uh, we are here, and it's not still not working. Okay. Now, there's something fundamentally wrong here because whether the screen override is on or off should not matter else than this position. So if I go and disable the screen override, this works. Okay. Right. So here, it's not pressing the main button. We are at position 0. Like main is getting those inputs and like they're there on the button. 9 5 like it's supposed to be. Like here. The press is there. And when I get my mouse over here, it gets sent here. Like it's good. Now I'm one I like if window doesn't exist. Window doesn't exist. It does not work. It just doesn't work. Why? Like here, if I go back to this, it's not that. It shouldn't be that. It goes here, route input, and I just send it like before. If we go green rag, crazy kitty, green heat, this, not example, green heat. Here, we could do input, parse, input event, and just sending the input. And that's it. Okay, and what if here we just do that? That works. Go here. At okay, it just doesn't work anymore. Okay, let me move this in here and make this big enough. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Why? Now there's nothing changed anymore, and it doesn't work else than that. Okay, let's get tree root. Just get you bored then. What about this? Still nothing. Why nothing? Everything is like before. Should be the same thing. Why am I lost? Alright. Then simulating input. And then up. And it's not working. But it did work before. If we go back here, blue sky, and go profile, and we go down a bit, we can see here that it is working. I'm getting those inputs, but now I'm not. And I'm pretty sure I was getting it. I was getting them before, like this at the start of the stream. So is this your fault? It is not. Why then? Mm-hmm. Speed of love. Ah. Mm, I don't get it. Huh. I think I'm fucked. That's what is happening. I just, it's not, just not working anymore. Mm, mm, uh, I don't know what's happening. Like this should work. It should just work. It worked before. This is so frustrating. And parse input event should work. Sending input event here one toggle between active windows. Feed an input event to the game can be used to artificially trigger input events from code. Also generate node input calls. That's what I had before, right? Get G4, get visible rec, get and size. Yeah, that didn't change. And then nothing changed and nothing works anymore. Speed of love. Uh, I'm genuinely like very confused right now. This absolutely didn't change except like this, but it shouldn't change because I'm getting the like it's not changing anything. This is just changing if this is on or off. This is also working. This shouldn't change anything since every time it's actually like there we go. We are extra sure it doesn't change anything. It's not changing anything. And then this is the same thing as before. This is the same thing as before, except like this thing I added shouldn't change anything. I can change like there we go. Can do that. That's still not working. And then that didn't change. It's a tool. I can like make it not a tool anymore. If that helps. But it doesn't change anything. This is the same as before. It's just in a different in a like function. And then this is the same thing as before too. Everything else is the same. And it's just not working. Okay, let me close it. Godot thing. And we're gonna open it in 4.5 instead. And if that's it, I'm crashing out. First than nothing. Whoa. There we go. Okay, so it's not that. At least we're sure. I can launch it and it's 4.6, and that's not the thing causing it not to work. Then what is it? What is not working? Okay, we here have a version that is I just pulled it before the stream of Green Heat GD. So if I create a user interface, I add Green Heat. Here I simulate input, I do interact, and I add a button. Test. Put it here. Test. Right? Select current scene. This is a test. I move it up, up, go down here. It works. It works. You can see me pressing it when I get over it. I don't know where it is. Like something here. Anyway, you saw me press it. I'm not errors. Yeah, that's normal. See, I'm pressing it right here. I don't know. Anyway, it's working. It's working, but only with that. So there's something here that's fucking up my shit. Okay, if we remove this, and we go back here, remove the tool like this, and then this. This should be basically the same as before. It should be the same, but why is it not? We don't know. It's just not working. Can we not embed it? Nothing is different. This is the same channel name didn't change. That didn't change. That is the same. That is the same. This is the only thing that's not the same. but it shouldn't change a thing. Right? This should work the same. Okay, I almost want to like just take that code and like revert. I'm gonna revert it. I don't care. Close, sub and quit, and revert this shit. Revert everything. And we're just gonna open it again. Okay. Uh, so if I add a button, this, and I move it here, and I start, and I go up here, and it's working. It's working. Now, we'll go one by one. Okay. So export var. Okay, let's start with tool. Just tool. Tool. Here if engine is editor and so if not this up, if not the 13 or is editor and return, and that should be it for the tool part. So if I project reload current project, start it, go up, it still works. Okay. Now let's add export var over viewport override. Is that what I called it? Viewport. I think that's it. Okay. So if I go from here, it should work still. It does work. Okay. Next one. Uh estimating input here. Set value. simulating input is equal to value and notify if the deal is changed. Now let's try that. Okay, that works. Now let's do function validate property. Go look for this code over here, copy, and just import override and something like this. There we go. Now we try that. It's, it still works. Okay. Now here, if we do um uh, over here, so if viewport override return vector to actually let's just copy this times over viewport override this and else we get tree and root get viewport. Actually, the root should be okay. It's still working. Now that's still working. I'm not done. This is still working. Now, if we add a another window, change its position, start the project. It is still working. Let's put back the button where position 0. This works. Okay. Now let's add a button here and do test 2. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Now, it's working on both. Like, but not like you'd think it would. I mean, okay, what if project settings? Mm, window. Embed some windows is disabled. Hold on. Let's go like this, like this, like this. on, that's not. Oh shit. Oh, okay. No, that's not working. That's just not working. Straight up not working. Which is weird. That doesn't work. Okay. So, why? So when it's a embedded, hold on. Let's not embed. Let's embed some windows. Can we specify on this one flags? Uh, Horse native. Let's try that. So does that mean I can drag the window around? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, but it's not gonna work when there's multiple windows. Hold on, let me move this guy over here for better testing. And let's go and disable embed. Okay, right. And it's not working. No, it's just not working. Why? Does the input singleton not know what to do anymore? Or is the get okay, let's actually go over here and go to remote. So this should be the one where we get, so I do what? I do get root, get tree root, and then I get size, which is that thing. Um, but it's not like working. It seems like. Uh, that's kind of a bummer. What if? Okay. Okay, what if we do exclusive? Okay. what does transient do? The way consider a child of another window. The transient window will be destroyed. Yeah. Okay. What if? Ah, that's different. Something is different here. Transient makes it so that the other ones are pop-ups on my thing. What if I do transient to pop up to focus? Ah, okay. Okay. What does wrap controls do? Okay, that's not it. So what if I disable transient? Okay. Okay. That's okay. That's kind of weird. Okay. And so if I do this, yeah. So it kind of like the whole thing doesn't make sense actually. Like anyway, if we have a second window, like the inputs are not being sent there unless they're a they're not embedded. Like if we go here now, it should like yeah. Okay. Now it needs to not be transient, and now you can. All right. Okay. Fucking hell. Yeah. Okay. So kind of defeats the purpose of my thing because like okay, so if you are not using you are using embedded sub windows and you viewport override, it's actually not gonna work. Like you need to get just like yeah, that's done. Okay. So if you're using embed sub windows, it doesn't make sense to have a different size because it's already taken. I mean, it unless we want to send. Okay. What if now we do uh function route input 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 mouse and we return void. And so if viewport override, we do viewport override dot push input, input, and then we do true. And else we do input parse event, input. And so here we go this. So if we don't assign a window over, this should be the same. Yeah, that still works. I can see it like clicking. Same thing here. But if we go and assign the window, this is not working. It's just not working. So it just doesn't work. Okay, but what if in this case this is an embed like this? Okay. And what if it's transient? So I think the conclusion we can come to here is the green heat extension simulating input option does not work when there are multiple. Okay, hold on. That was working before. Yeah. So the okay. What if okay. And yeah, so by default, the okay, let's actually write this somewhere. Um let's actually write this somewhere. So if so we're gonna get rid of viewport override. This is gonna be mapping override, and it's gonna be a rect 2. And we're always gonna do this. Because anyway, it doesn't work. Something like this. And then here, if mapping override this is going to be it's mapping override size plus mapping override that position. Something like this. Um, yeah. Okay. So simulating input. Um, let's look at how I'm green heat. What am I writing or in simulating input? Okay. Godot documentation. Wait, hold on. I think hold on. I'm searching for the thing. I think I sent it to Crazy Kitty the other time, or I didn't. Um, uh, custom class documentation. I just want to know if there's like a notice thing. Uh, documentation comments. Video. Oh, there we go. Okay, can we duplicated BB code? Okay, BR, B bold, italic underline, strike two color. Okay, can we go? Okay. Let's go. Color, color, yellow, color, notice. When, let's just see that. Okay. Can we like have yeah, BR. Okay, so when using sub windows. Okay, so when using sub windows, um, if they are, what's the word? If they are embedded, if they are embedded, they will, the users will be able to move and interact with the window. If they are not embedded, if they are not embedded, um, this feature will just not work anymore. You need to set the sub window as transient. Okay. You need to set the sub window to transient in order for the simulated clicks to work only on the root window. Use your mouse move and drag over the window if they are not embedded. You need to set the sub windows to transient for your simulated click to work only on the work window, the root window. Yeah. Now, how does it work with subviewports? I don't know. Texture. Correct. And this is going to be a viewport texture. This thing. Okay. So if we try this, and I go here, right? It just doesn't work. Oh, okay, I think it's mapping override. Okay. Print. Okay, so if mapping override print test. Okay, now if we do this, okay, so it should work by default. Uh, okay, parse here if mapping override. And this. Okay, so it shouldn't go here. Tree root. Hmm. This is mysterious. What if the sub window becomes a window again? Yeah, so this is still working. But if this one becomes a sub viewport and we show this, okay, now, yeah, this isn't working. Why? Oh, yeah, it is working. Okay. And okay, so if here I do test and do function in no input print event. Okay. So sub viewport will not receive sub viewport will not receive. That's okay. That's special. Um, sub sub viewport will not receive any input. Okay, I didn't check if I put that. Okay. If I change it to a window, I make it transient and I disable okay, this. Now, why is that not working? Stub viewports will not receive any input. Uh, so yeah. When using some windows, if they are embedded, yes, user will move into the window. If they are not embedded, this feature will just not work anymore. You need to, yeah, okay. Now, can we go a property? Okay, it's transient and it's window. Is that gonna show up great? Oh, okay. So it's member. I think. You need to set the window, sub window, and transient and member window dot to true for the simulated click to work. So when using some windows, if they are embedded, the users will be able to move and interact with the window. If they are not embedded, this feature will just not work anymore. You need to set the sub window transient, and window transient to focus to true for the simulated click to work only on the root window. Sub viewports will not receive any input. Can we do lists like enums, like enumeration kind of thing? Underline line, yeah. 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 Can we have like this experimental? We're gonna add this experimental thing. Okay, now we just need to. I just need documentation for this. By default, the inputs will be mapped will be mapped to the size of the screen, the root window. See. Yeah. Okay, so it'll be mapped to the size of the window. If you want the inputs to be restricted to a part of the window, set this variable. Uh, Um, no, no, no. You can change the position of the wanted region and its size. Uh, yeah, something like this. Okay, I think that's gonna be it. It's mostly documentation in the end. Shit, I closed the. Wait, what? Yeah, what? Oh, it's closed all the. You can go. Oh shit! So that means I'm just like gone. I'm done. I'm just I just died. I just died. That's what happened. Shit, I died. Can I revive? Can I revive? Can I revive? I'm alive. Okay. Docker compose. Yes. Okay, it's up. Can we do a test? Hello. Oh shit, I missed messages. Sup? Are you winning, son? Doing some notes? Yeah, sorry, I missed your message. Thank you too. Um, yeah. What I wanted to do kind of did not work at all. So I ended up doing something similar, but not really. And like updating documentation, just like let people know that like if they want to do something similar, it won't work. So I just do that and say, sorry, let's just um added documentation regarding um usage of the simulated inputs with sub viewports and sub windows. Um, also added a feature to remap uh, the inputs to a section of the screen. Something like this. Works in 4.6. Okay, so if I push you, so now I go on my branch here and other branch to merge. Yeah. Do-do-do-do. Okay. What's the name of the comment I did? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, yeah. It's kind of a mess. I'm kind of sad that it didn't work like I thought it would. But anyway, just to see if it worked in video 6. It does. Um, subject words and windows. And documentation. We can say that. Can we like? Can we? Yes, I'm not gonna link it. Yeah. So title, I don't know. Uh, update documentation for simulated inputs with uh, multiple viewports and added uh, input position remapping. Remapping. Okay, yeah, I like that. Yeah, tool, experimental, documentation, simulating input, override. Uh, yeah, yeah, okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna send this to Crazy Kitty. And I think we're gonna end this for today because anyway, I don't have enough energy to continue with what I planned after. So we're gonna leave it at that for tonight. We're gonna go easy mode. We just gotta find someone to raid. If it's worth it, I'm gonna check. I mean, I don't know. We're just gonna we're just gonna leave it be and just not raid. I think, which it's kind of sad to raid one viewer. But yeah, thank you for messaging. Thank you to you. You're always welcome. Um, we're gonna do something more fun next time, I guess. I hope so. This was kind of rough. Um, but yeah. Thank you. And we're gonna probably see each other next weekend. It was a nice stream. I hope it was, but oh, I guess I hope next one will be better than that. Still, but anyway, that's not the point. I'm just gonna say goodbye and good week and